and welcome back to Magical Task Force. Turmentic here, and today we're going to be talking about Circus Calamitous. It is the new brilliant event that started today and lasts until March 17th at 2 p.m. Pacific time. I just sped through this brilliant event, so I'm going to break down all of the tasks, everything like that, tell you exactly how I did it, how I was able to figure out some of these things to move past a couple of the parts pretty quickly. But first, let's go over the actual foundables you'll find during this event. The first one is a graph horn, and then you have, which is probably going to be my favorite brilliant event foundable ever, it's the Zoo-Woo. I actually haven't seen the second Fantastic Beast movie, so I had never really seen what a Zoo-Woo or anything like that, but the Zoo-Woo is amazing. It looks so beautiful. I really was geeking out about this when I first saw it. Next one though is Skender, and you can find Skenders in Skender, I should say, in 3 kilometer port keys. Then you have a Fire Breather, which is you get as a reward for completing part 4 of the tasks. Completing part 2 gives you Oni, and then the last one is a Circus Arcanus House Elf. Graphorn and Zoo-Woo are going to be the two that you actually find out in the wild. Again, I could just sit here for hours and talk about Zoo-Woo. It's so beautiful. I do want to point out that I was kind of upset a little bit that we didn't have any potion bonuses. I know it might have been just because of the brilliant event going on in February, but I really liked the potion bonuses, so I wish they would have kept that. But you don't always get what you want. So anyways, let's start going into how I was able to complete all of these tasks pretty quickly in a matter of about a couple hours. First tasks, dine at 3 inns, it's 25 brilliant XP. Return 3 brilliant Graphorns, it's 25 brilliant XP as well. And the next one is brew 2 healing potions, and it gives you 150 wizarding XP. That one's pretty self-explanatory. All you have to do is just find 3 inns, boom, you got that one done. The Graphorn actually seemed to be the one that was the most common of the two, to be honest. And then the brew 2 healing potions, even if you didn't have those pre-brewed, it only takes roughly, I want to say, like, I think it's 10 or 11 gold to fast brew them. So it wouldn't be that hard to fast brew them if you needed to just breeze past that. But again, it's just super easy, just brew healing potions. You do, I want to point out, get 1 wormwood from the bonus gift that they give you for free. So they do help you along that way. So just brew the potions, it's fine. For the bonus rewards for that, once you complete all 3, 150 wizarding XP, 2 green books, an admission ticket sticker for your profile picture to a circus. It's pretty cool if you go check it out. And then you get some potion ingredients. Part 2, defeat 5 foes in wizarding challenges. It's 400 XP. Use 3 healing potions. It's 2 toadstools. And the last one is earn 500 wizarding XP from challenges, and it's 250 challenge experience. Now here's the really cool thing, okay? You can complete all of that in one go if you can solo Forest 3. You can use the 3 healing potions and not feel too bad. You'll definitely get 5 to 6 foes in that chamber, and then as well too, you'll get over 500 wizarding XP from doing that challenge. Now, something else you could do as well is you could use a brain elixir if you wanted to, and you could do lower level chambers and be able to get that 500 wizarding XP pretty quickly. But if you can solo Forest 3, I highly recommend you doing that. You boom, knock all 3 of them out at one time. For completing all 3 of those tasks, you get the Brilliant Oni, 100 wizarding XP, 45 brilliant family XP, 3 green books, another picture for a portrait, and you also get 2 wormwood. It's funny they give you them in the second part, not the first part, even though you need them for the first part. But anyway, part 3, cast Allure Mora 10 times. You get 1 silver key. Next is return 5 brilliant Zuzus. It's 250 wizarding XP. The final one is unlock 3 port key portmanteaus, and you get 6 Bainsberry. Now, to be honest with you, the hardest one on that was probably the port keys. I didn't time it out right, so I physically had to walk. It was probably the most time consuming out of all of the tasks for this brilliant event. The Zuzus you just have to find, that should be pretty easy. Cast Allure Mora 10 times. The main one that I actually kept finding it for was a Rumpant. There are a couple that you can actually find though. There's the Mooncalf, there's a Rumpet like I said, Demiguise, Thestrel, Buckbeak, and Hawks. I saw Fox once, and then I saw maybe one or two Thestrels, but for the most part it was Mooncalf and Rumpet. That was the ones that I usually use. And again, they were pretty like common spawns I was finding in Sandy Run when I was walking around that park. Once you complete all of that though, you get 50 Brilliant XP, 500 Wizarding XP, 5 Green Books, another picture portrait, for a picture for your portrait picture, that's confusing, and some more potion ingredients. Going into part 4. Again, this one was pretty interesting. Side note, when information was first released, Wizards saw how much feedback they were getting, because originally it was win one challenge at the highest level unlocked. They were getting a lot of negative feedback about it. They were warned actually not to release that one out, and they did it anyways, thinking that people would be maybe okay with it. Turns out a lot of people weren't, so they switched that quickly in a matter of about 45 minutes to an hour, which thank you, because I mean, I personally would have had to have soloed Dark 5 in order to complete that. And a lot of people were going like, well, why would you have to solo it? Not everybody has a big group that they can play with. I normally have to do a lot of my challenge fortresses solo. The bonus is that if you do have a group, that might have been pretty easy in essence almost, just because there are a couple tricks you can use, like professors can actually go immune to damage if they have the right buffs and debuffs on foes. Same thing with Magizoologists. So there's some leeway you can do in order to actually get through that, but that's for a different video. Lo and behold, I'm just glad they changed it. So anyway, part 4. Return 10 formidable foes and challenges. That was actually the hardest one out of these, because they have to be formidable foes. I was finding a lot of them in the Tower Chamber, Forest 1 roughly, but I had to do about a good 4 or 5 challenges in order to find all of the formidable foes that I needed. Once you return all 10 though, you get 1 Brain Elixir. The next one is the one that they switched to earn 1500 Wizarding XP in Fortress challenges. Again, you could go back to Forest 3 where you got roughly about 588 or so, I think. Run that 3 times, it would be good. You could use a Brain Elixir and try to go up to a dark level. There's a lot that you can do in order to do that. But the next one is use 3 Brilliant Runestones. So you have to run at least 3 Fortress Chambers, okay? So I would recommend doing, maybe, like I was saying, if you can solo it, Forest 3. If not, use a Brain Elixir. Maybe go down to like Forest 1 or maybe Tower 5. Do something like that. You get 2 red books though for completing the 1500 Wizarding XP in Fortresses, and then you get 55 Brilliant Family XP for the 3 Brilliant Runestones. Once you complete all 3 though, you get 1000 Wizarding XP, 50 gold, 5 green books, the Fire Breather Brilliant Foundable, and a portrait frame. So there is a bonus, and that's the really big thing that made me speed through this brilliant event, was the bonus. Because they introduced a new foundable through the bonus. It's a Newt Scamander encounter. It's a guaranteed encounter if you actually complete the quest, and it's when he worked for the Ministry of Magic. Now it's interesting because they're talking about trying to do this as, like, I think if you've played Pokemon Go, like a daily task or like a weekly bonus. Not quite sure how that would work yet in Wizards Unite, because we don't have any type of like weekly counter. They could do it to where it would be a bonus foundable for each of like the brilliant events maybe, or like another smaller event. Like it could always be there. But I'm very interested to see how that's going to play out. But let's take a look at the complete bonus. First one is earn 1500 Wizarding XP from challenges. Again, same advice I was giving you before with the task 4. Just do a couple of the higher ones, Forest 3, or use a Brain Elixir. You get 3 Potent EX potions for completing that. The next one is defeat 30 foes in challenges. You get 3 Dark Detectors. Unlock 5 Portkey Portmanteaus is the next one, and it is 1 Dwaddle Draught. The next one is the Newt Scamander encounter. Return 30 Brilliant Foundables. super easy, super easy. Just find those foundables and return them, and you get the guaranteed Newt's Commander encounter. I do want to say though, it isn't a guarantee return, so I would still use those potions in order to up your chances of returning that, because it could flee on you. That's been reported. I have not seen it yet, but I would hate for you to get it and it flee on you. The last one is cast Aloamora 30 times. You get 2 silver keys. And once you complete all of that, you get 2,000 Wizarding XP, 100 Brilliant XP, 3 Red Books, and a title. So I was able to, like I said, speed through this relatively quickly today. I did really push to get through the event though, because I did want to get that Newt's Commander. It's an awesome encounter. I really like the Dementor in there actually too. So that's really why I pushed through it so quickly. I do like the fact though that they're making us do more Fortress Challenge stuff. Final thoughts on the Fortress Challenge highest level complete one. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but it definitely would need to have the right reward, and it would need to. It just there's a lot of people that I could see that it would prevent them from being able to do that. And I understand that there is eventually going to become a point in this game where they do something that's like, sorry if you don't get it, but I don't think the Brilliant events should be that, just because they've become so consistent. And yes, we might be able to get some fragments or foundables from previous events, but we can't do that yet. I really like the idea of the Newt's Commander encounter. I'm very interested to see where it goes in the future, just because it'd be really cool if we actually did get some sort of a weekly bonus or daily tax like they actually have in Pokemon Go, where you complete it and it spawns something. So that'd be kind of cool to actually get some of them in the game. I'm not sure when we would though, or how they would actually implement them. It might be something as simple as return 3 Ministry of Magic foundables and something will spawn. You don't know what it is. Just to give you an example if you're not familiar with Pogo. But I'm really excited for the new foundable. Like I said, the Zuwu is probably the most brilliant foundable, whether brilliant or not brilliant, I've ever seen before in my life. I really hope they add it to the main game, because it's immediately become like my favorite foundable in a matter of hours. But that's all I got for Circus Calamitous, the new Brilliant event going on until March 17th. As soon as we get information about part 2, I'll make sure to make a video about that as well. But give the video a like if you found it helpful. Thanks so much for checking out the video. I really appreciate it. Every like, every view really helps the channel. If you found it helpful, subscribe to the channel if you want. Ring that little bell. I love making these videos to try to help people. So if I've helped you at all, definitely leave a comment down below and let me know. But like I said, my name is Turmentic. Stick around. I'll have part 2 coming out as soon as we get information. But as always, I hope you have a wonderful day.